Other than that,
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome. We have a few more people than normal. I like it. So this is the December 8th, 2025 Heritage Lake Property Owners Association Board of Directors meeting. First on the agenda, we have announcements with Clear Creek Conservancy and Dwayne Kelly. Good to see you.
282 Baker's Lane. The gate will be closed probably the 5th or 6th of January, unless we have some kind of a breakdown, the guys are busy. But that week, we'll get the gate closed that week. And also, any of you, I know maybe it's hard to believe, maybe it's not. We've got four-wheelers riding on the spillway.
When did you see him?
And we just spent almost $700,000 redoing that spillway. Rather not to have to do it real quick again. So, you know, if you see four-wheelers down there, call the police. They're trespassing. Give us all the help you can, because we can't sit out there 24 hours a day. But there have been four-wheelers on the spillway. Thank you.
Thank you. Then Floyd Township Fire Department with Jeff Brooks. Welcome.
Floyd Township Fire Department, let me get my notes up here. Put my glasses on and get my hearing aid in, all that good stuff. All right, for this year, I know we've missed a few meetings, but this year to date, we've had 348 runs compared to the same period. And I say to date till the end of November. We had 343 run last year. However, October, November, this year we've had 54 runs, and last year we had 68 runs for the same period. This Saturday the 20th, Santa Claus is gonna ride up on the engine and take his lap around the lake. We're leaving the station at 4:30, going clockwise around the lake, and contrary to some popular belief, I've not met my demise yet. I'm still fire chief, just got reelected fire chief. Still have property at Heritage Lake, just currently we aren't living here while the new house is being built. I just want to clear those rumors.
I did not hear them, but thank you. Neighborhood Watch, we have no report. Then HLCS, it says Rick Miller.
no report.
Then on to Hellneck with Donna.
Donna McGinley, Mill Springs, 238. I just wanted to thank you. We had our pictures with Santa Claus on Saturday, and it was phenomenal. And I want to thank everybody who came out. Linda knows it was just really busy all day, and we even had some puppy dogs show up with their owners to have pictures taken. And we had a great Santa and great Mrs. Claus who really did a great job with the kids. But we had well over 100 kids, and there were probably adults 3 to 1 to the children, because most of the grandparents came as well. So it's just wonderful to see so many joyous children that still believe in Santa Claus. It was just a marvelous day. We had planned on having a welcome aboard for new people moving to the lake in 2024 in January, but we're going to delay that a little bit. We're not quite sure how to gather the information as far as who's out here now. It's just a very difficult process trying to figure out who the new people are, because a lot of folks don't even join the POA when they move in or when they buy, especially if they're summer folks. So anyway, we're working on it, and we'll get that scheduled as soon as we figure out a good process for it. Other than that, the next, you're not gonna believe this, the next feature we have after that is the Easter egg hunt. Yay! And that's gonna be early or late March this year, so look forward to that. And if anybody has any ideas or any suggestions on activities they might wanna see us have out here, whether it be exercise classes or yoga, I know we had line dancing one time, which was fairly popular, so, you know, just let somebody on Hellneck know, or one of our board members, and you know, we'll be happy to entertain any thoughts you might have. So, thank you.
Thank you. Then we have the Deputy Chief Tom Sutherland with the Sheriff's Department report.
Tom Sutherland, Chief Deputy, Putnam County Sheriff's Office. Our deputies were up here 40 times for the month of November. Two biggest runs that we had, we were up here 11 different times on administrative runs. Those are title checks, paper service, things like that. And then we had sheriff's deputies up here 8 times doing extra radar patrol. So that they come up here and draw a case called Special Signal 30 to where they're specifically up here running radar around the lake.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And we are on to the presentation of agenda. If I have a motion to accept the agenda.
So,
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Anyone opposed? The agenda is approved. And on to the presentation of minutes, first with the November 10th board meeting. Do I have a
motion to accept?
second?
Second.
All in favor? And then Linda, you are proxy or Mike. And then November 24th, operations meeting. Do I have a
Motion to accept.
second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay.
We don't have a proxy for Nina.
No, we have a quorum without her, so she doesn't need one. Just so everybody knows, Mike sent an email with his proxy listed as limited to me, so that's in the record. Now on to the board committee reports. First, we have the A&E committee, Linda. Oh, sorry, I skipped over the treasurer's report, AJ.
Fine.
I think you wanna skip it.
I mean, here we go. Treasurer's report for the month of November. Total income was $90,410. Total expenses were $110,343. So we have a net loss of $19,933. Year-to-date total revenue, $1,926,185. Total expenses, $1,786,828. So a year-to-date income in the positive section of $139,903. At the end of November, our short-term cash was $341,290. Total investments, CDs and money markets, $95,010. Total cash available, $436,300.
All right, I appreciate it. Moving on, for real this time, to the board committee reports with A&E with Linda.
So for the month of November, we approved 1 detached garage, 1 sunroom, 5 houses, 1 addition to additional garage, 4 decks, 1 outdoor kitchen, 3 docks. We had 1 house we did not review due to the plot plan not matching the builder's plan. And then we are done until January with A&E.
Get a little tiny break.
We do.
It's not far off.
It's not that far.
Blink and it'll be here. Okay, so no report for the campground committee, no report for cleanup. On to government with Mr. Rick Olson.
Rick Olson, 51 Mill Springs. The county commissioners have been talking about a new county annex for a while now. The other day, they're gonna vote on it on the next one, I guess, was it a week from Monday, maybe? The third Monday. They did talk about what that's gonna do for the property taxes. It's not, they said that the new tax rate would be 0.0869 cents. And that would mean and these are all approximate numbers, by the way, so if the county puts in some money, then it would be a little bit less, and I think I don't know what it was, but something makes it a little bit more too, so these are really round numbers. For a $200,000 house, it's about a $53 tax increase, and for a $300,000 house, it was $78. And No, that's, and then of course it's subject to that property tax cap that they have to. So, just wanted to give everybody the good news, so.
And I'll say is, in my opinion, it's needed. We're on the 4th floor and we were told, oh yeah, the roof could collapse on you. And they did some roof repairs, but
Right.
they say if it does collapse, you'd be squished up there and nobody would survive,
It's
so.
an old building. It's not very-
Nice thought.
I know. All right, so no lake committee report. Then we have no clean water committee report. On to long-term planning again.
We're Olson, 51 Mill Springs. Just a brief report, we haven't met for the last couple of months. Our next meeting is on next Wednesday, December the 17th. We have a survey that we want to put out there, but we're kind of waiting on emails to be gathered, and so that we can use that as one of the avenues to get it out. Probably use the highlights and some other things too. But we're still working on the what do you call it, Tom? Strategic plan revisions. So anyway, that's where we're at.
Thank you. Election committee with Rick Miller.
No siltation?
Oh, I skipped over siltation with no Chris Schubert. It's Dwayne Kelly. You have anything for siltation?
He's retired.
I know. I liked the look. Okay, so then on to election committee with Rick Miller.
Just really a couple of reminders. We had a call for candidates for the elections that we have every year. 3 officers get elected every year. This year, Rick Stevens decided not to run again, so we're sorry to see you leave, sir. But the 2 officers, Alyssa and Jeff, did decide to run again, and then we have a new person, Carolyn Molander, who met candidate requirements. So we have 3 people to fill the 3 positions, so there is no need for elections. So in February, those people will be reappointed or appointed.
Is that it?
That's it.
I was really hoping we'd have a contested election. I really like when we have people who want to be involved, but we don't really seem to have that many
It's
people who
Rick's
want to be
fault.
on the board. There's a lot of talkers, but not a lot of takers.
I wonder why.
Because we're gluttons for punishment. Okay, on to the manager's report with Ken.
All right, I combined mine and Benny's together. The dates that were advertised for the leaf drop-off has been completed, so if there's anyone that's holding on to leaves that need to get into the leaf drop-off, just please give us a call. We'll be glad to meet up with you and get you inside. So if that helps, we'll be glad to do it. The office, we've recently have transitioned to a new law firm that we utilize for collections and some minor property violations. Oliver and Klein Law Firm from Danville. We're convinced they'll provide us some better communication than KSN that we currently use, along with a lot better legal fees that will be charged to us. An update on the Lincoln Park restrooms. That's the building that got crushed by a large tree. We're currently awaiting state approvals. Some of the new requirements, you tear down an old building and you have new requirements that pop up. We do have to have a drinking fountain available, and we also have to have a physical address at that location. So as of right now, we are going to give it 1000 Lincoln Park as our submitted address for that, and expectations for approval should be begin around the first month of 2026 in January. The lake lowering is down at its 4-foot level. The dam is expected to be closed right after New Year's, like Dwayne said. The only thing that I'd like to add is at that point, when it's closed, it will be up to Mother Nature to fill it. Please do not call the office and ask when we are going to fill it. We do not have that big of a garden hose to fill it. Psalm's financial numbers for November and December are a percent of what we get fed back to us, drops to 3% because of the low winter volume sales. For November, we have collected $2,540 year to date. Payment to the POA has been $90,765. Compared to this time last year, we collected $83,232, and that's $7,533 over this time last year. And finally, just a reminder that the holiday office will be closed on December 18th and will return open on Monday, January 5th. And I'd like to wish all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That's it.
Thank you, Ken. Then we were on to old business. First, we have the 2026 campground rules. Linda.
So we all read the campground rules at the ops meeting, so we just need a vote to vote them in.
I'll make a motion to accept as written.
Second?
All in favor? Anyone opposed? And it passes. And you had you had a,
Proxy.
for your
Yes.
proxy, okay.
And that'll be a second. Does that take a second vote?
Nope,
Nope,
that is
okay.
one vote. So
Okay.
those will be the new incorporated campground rules, and are those posted anywhere? Or will they be sent to?
They'll be posted immediately this week.
Okay, and are those sent to people who are
All the
campground
campers,
members? Okay.
yes, will be in their December letters when they get it sent out.
It's in there with the registrations as
Yes.
well.
Yep.
Perfect. Then on to the 2026 budget. This will be the second vote, and we all have the budget in front of us, so if anybody has a motion to accept the budget as written.
Motion to accept is
Second,
Second. All in favor?
both.
Anyone opposed? No? And that budget for 2026 passes the second vote, so that is our budget. Then on to the Patriots Landing 94-97 fence variance with Linda.
So Mr. Sandusky, he sent another email. Y'all have it in your little packet here. But I think where we're at here is we just need to go through the variance process. So you just need to file a proper variance, and then we can proceed forward. And I'll get with you if you'd like and give it to your email so we can get you the variance report, and you can send it back and we'll get it to the office, and then we'll have it for the next meeting. Is that okay?
So that is separate from anything that was happening with the attorney, so to move forward with the issues you have or the request to keep the dirt as it is would be a variance, and we'll just go through that process. And you can, anything regarding that, you can communicate with the A&E committee, you know, as you are. I appreciate it, thank you. Then, anything else with that, Linda?
That's all I have.
Now, I have the Covenant Court Response Update. I was hoping today I would have news that I could pass along of any type of decision from the court. Unfortunately, the court has not ruled on anything yet, so we're just waiting. The 30-day deadline was the 5th of December. Sometimes judges go over. So at this point, we're just waiting on the judge to issue some sort of order or set a hearing or anything like that. At this point, it's in the judge's purview to decide the next move. I know there's been a little bit of discussion about what's going on with that on Facebook, and, you know, in the sake of transparency, during the open forum, I'll take a few questions on that. I'm not gonna do a ton of questions, but I'll take a few if anybody needs explanations on that any further, although we addressed it earlier this year. I know there was some concerns over why it was filed when it was, and I can kind of go over that a little bit, but we discussed it. But I don't want to take up the time until the open forum, but I'm available at that point to answer a few questions if anybody has anything specific. And if there's more questions than that, I'm happy to have a little open forum day or another little, couple hours where I'm sitting here, if any of you guys want to go over that more with me. I'm completely transparent with that. And any other questions that anybody has, ask away. It'll be limited today at the open forum for time's sake. Not everybody wants to stay here forever, but if there's anything specific that I can't answer today, I'll write it down and we'll come back at another time and make sure everybody's questions are answered. So at this point, we're just waiting on the judge. Seems to be a lot of waiting. But, all right, so that's where we're at with that. Then on to new business, we have the December operations meeting. What was that specifically?
That was,
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Are we gonna have it or not? So how does everybody feel about skipping the operations meeting?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah,
We usually cancel it.
I think it's
Yeah.
prudent to have that canceled this year. I don't know if anybody has any specific feelings on wanting to have it. If we have anything we need to address, we can email or get on a conference call. Do we need to vote on that? If anybody has a motion to.
Move we cancel this month's operations meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Do you want? Okay. So that meeting will be canceled. And then we have new business B, lake rules with Rick Miller.
Yes, the Lake Committee made one recommendation for the board to consider and approve or not. The change, it's a fairly minor change, but the changes in the definitions for non-allowed watercraft. Currently, it reads in part, guest boats, houseboats, airboats, underwater aircraft, boats in excess of 26 feet, and pontoons in excess of 30 feet. The change that we are asking for is that we make the 26 feet 24 feet instead. That was a recommendation by Kent Hoops, who is an avid skier, speedboat operator, and his advice to the Lake Committee, which they agreed with, was the speedboats are getting too big. Okay. Now, the implied application of that rule change is any existing 24-foot or 28-foot boats would automatically be grandfathered. So any new boats must be 24-foot or less.
So they would have had to previously been registered.
Yes.
They can't just have owned them and not registered them.
Correct, yes.
What
So-
about if somebody buys one of those boats?
If somebody buys one, they can't register it if we pass this.
Is that gonna be on the new boating test?
It could be, sure.
As a question to
Sure.
let people know, one of those.
I move to accept the recommended change.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Anyone opposed?
We will have to vote on this again next month.
So that passes the first vote?
I will add, if I may,
Absolutely.
our sister lake down in Decatur County has a similar rule, and they've done similar. So it's not just here that's doing that, so.
24 feet is pretty big for a
Pretty big
lake.
boat, and they're doing more than what we're suggesting here, but I won't get into that.
So no change for pontoons, still 30 feet.
Great. Now we are on to the open forum. If I have any takers?
Rich 259 Jeff from Mel. On your, before I left for about 3 months, now to make sure I'm common to speak here, we talked about a number of boats coming in, like these 750 boats. Is it, now I'm hearing that you guys have asked the courts for only 51%. Is that true?
So we had a big conversation between the board that was spearheaded quite a bit by Jeff. Jeff really brought it up to our attention that it would make the most sense and really line up with all the voting everywhere in the county, in the country, that there's no quorum requirement and it's just 51%. So that is what we asked the court, and I brought that up at a board meeting, and for the ease of making everything uniform with the county, with the state, with the country, that's what we asked for. Now, if they're gonna grant that, I don't know. If they're gonna come somewhere in the middle, they might. But we said, all right, let's not let the board decide this. Let's let the people decide it. Instead of having all these issues with voting, let's line up with the county. Let's line up with regular municipal voting. Let's line up with state votes. Let's line up with national elections and do it the same.
So 3 people could change the covenants, is basically.
Technically,
Okay, all right.
Well, you
And
know-
so we want to start lining up with city covenants and city and state, we want to do.
just voting everywhere. If you think it's important to choose the president of the United States, do you go vote?
Do what?
Do you think it's important to have your voice heard when choosing who the president of the United States is?
Well, yeah, your voice
Right.
is heard, and your voice is heard.
Right,
You
three
got a
people
750.
could vote there.
So you got down to 3 people could change the covenants. That's that's all I'm asking. That could be done. 3 people.
3 people over the current quorum would have the same effect.
Right.
But you got a quorum. If you don't meet the quorum, then it's a no.
But it's the
That's
same
all I'm saying.
effect.
Now, how are we gonna do if you're gonna do the e-voting, how are we gonna double check that? Is their names coming out? We're gonna hear their names and their email address and everything for all the voting?
We don't have the process of that laid out, but I would kind of refer to Rick. Rick has an idea of how that's gonna be done
All right.
through a
I mean, we gotta be
program.
able to verify this stuff.
Well,
Correct.
I can tell you, verification is downright critical.
Good.
There will be a process. Most of the voting systems that I have already looked at, that has not yet been proposed and approved, but the voting systems I have looked at require that we send an email to the eligible voter with a code so that when they log in, they provide back that code to authenticate their vote. And then, once they vote, they're locked out and locked in, okay? So any audit after the vote can look at all of that activity.
So we can look at that and go through there and check it.
Yeah.
All right, just wanna make sure about that.
Yeah, we have to be transparent and it has to be done correctly.
Right, yeah.
And,
I
you know,
just wanna
that's
about
a-
e-voting. I've never done it. That's what I'm just.
That's a way to be even more transparent and more thorough and less way that anybody could manipulate that than even a paper vote.
Yeah,
Well,
think-
that's fine. I just wanna know if we're gonna be able to
Right,
check it. That's
right.
all.
absolutely.
And,
Guaranteed.
and I understand what you're saying with the 3 vote thing. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's important to vote. And we're trying to take away any influence over a quorum or who's showing up or who's not showing up, or a no vote is a yes vote, or a yes vote is a no vote. And taking all that away
Well,
puts it in the hands of everybody to just vote.
Yeah, well, when I left, I was understanding, we're gonna ask for 750. Okay, and then you people got together and decided, piss on what we said.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Piss on what we said, well, 51%.
But remember, it wasn't piss on what we
Do I
said.
get a chance?
Absolutely,
It was
absolutely.
my idea for 750,
Okay,
okay? And after further review, I thought that was not right. And the reason I thought, I disagreed with myself. The reason I thought that was not right, because if there's an important covenant change that is put up before the board, the people will vote. And there's 3 types of votes, not 2. There's a yes vote, I'm in favor of it. There's a no vote, I'm not in favor of it, and there's I don't care. And the I don't care shouldn't carry weight at all. If they don't care, they really don't care. So your extreme example, which is unrealistic, if only 3 people vote, you know what that means?
Yeah.
Everybody else doesn't care, one way or another. So the majority of the people, 2 that voted, they're the 2 that care, and the other one, and they got beat. So if we put it into a realistic vote, where let's say we had 500 votes, okay, and that's all we got.
I think you should have stayed with what you said, and if you're gonna change it, you should have brought it up to everybody.
Well, let's
We did?
let's frame that a second.
Let-
hold
on, let me respond, because it was my idea, and I told everybody that was here, everybody, it's on the tape. I
which
disagree,
meeting was that?
I changed my mind, and we'll just go back and look at the tapes, I don't remember what day it was. I believe in a majority vote, and that if the people don't care, and that's the majority, even the judge asking for a vote, that was his idea and that was his request, we didn't be quorum. Not enough people cared when, so what that 600 people voted yes and 400 voted no, or what vice versa. It didn't meet the standard, right? It didn't count. It was non-election. It was a non-election.
So,
What we demonstrated, we didn't, the community did. The community demonstrated in that request that he made, put this out to a vote, he saw there wasn't a quorum. And there's nothing that we probably have done that concerns more people than that, and we still didn't get enough to make a decision.
We didn't.
Nope. Did we?
No.
Not enough, I thought there was enough votes, I thought you said.
Nope.
No.
Now, if that was a real vote for a covenant change,
No.
there wasn't enough votes.
Rick, no, yeah. Rick
okay,
wants to say.
so I just want to
Yeah.
just adjust your perspective just a little. The original complaint to the court that included a request for a quorum of 750.
Okay.
Okay. Then we had the vote, which did not reach the quorum. So since the judge left his opinion until after that vote occurred, we had to respond after the vote to tell the judge, here's where we stand. And in that response for the judge, we asked for 51%. Now, he may not give that to us. He may not give us any changes. We don't know yet. Okay? He could give us all of what we originally asked for. We don't know yet. But we just have to wait and see.
I mean, that's why I say, you're going against what you said when you said 750. That's how I feel, my opinion, is you're going against what you said, okay? And the people did vote, they got put down, and you board went and tried to backdoor something else. I mean, that's how I feel about it, and there's a lot of other people you see on Facebook feel about it.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's
I
not
know
right.
you're sorry,
That's
But-
not right.
but-
That's an opinion, okay?
That wasn't a vote.
Yes, it was a vote.
No, there wasn't enough
It was a
people.
vote.
No,
He
I'm gonna
said-
tell
He
you.
said the percentage coming in was a
Right,
vote.
I understand that,
Well, that's
but
the vote in
in
the
real
court.
terms,
That's the vote.
based on our current covenants, that would have been thrown out. There was no winner, no
We won't
loser,
go by
there wasn't,
We won't go by that, you can dog leg that, put it.
no,
in
that's if you
No,
wanna
the
say there
judge
was a
said whatever
vote,
comes
there
in.
was more,
judge said-
don't interrupt me, I got
judge
the
said-
floor. I'll
You know
let you respond to me when I'm done.
Go to hell. How's that?
Do you know there were
I'm
more?
trying to talk to them.
No, you can talk after
Hey,
I get my message across.
Hey, let's keep it civil, gentlemen.
Now, let me say, there were more I don't cares on that election than there were either one added together.
The fact of the matter is, even if everybody voted yes, the judge could still decide to
That's
do
right.
whatever the judge wants to do. So in our response after the vote, it was the board coming together after listening to everybody to the best of our ability and coming up with the best response we felt and the best request that we thought would support this community. There's no personal agendas in it, but we listened to everybody and we understood that what was on the table was too much, too many questions. And we listened to that, we parsed it down to what we thought was the most minimal request or most minimal ask of the judge that we could put forth to accurately reflect what we believe as representatives of the community to be in everybody's best interest.
Everybody was happy with 750 number.
Oh,
Everybody I seen on there was happy with 750, and then this board changed it to 51%, asking for 51%. And that's just totally.
That's from your
destroying POA members.
perspective, no, because now, I mean, what can go wrong? You're at 51%, you're voting like everywhere else.
3 people could change the covenants.
3 people could vote for the president. 3 people could vote for the county commissioners. 3 people could vote for the elected prosecutor or
Well,
sheriff.
we're going to buy all that, let's go buy our covenants. That's why I'm just kind of talking about, let's go buy our covenants.
And then we'll get nothing done.
Instead of no mini farmers, no structure.
But we're here-
But you're doing, gazebos and their structure, because you gotta get a permit, their structure from the county.
Okay,
their structure
so-
from the state. So, we're gonna go buy all that. Let's
All
go
right,
buy
I
it.
get it, but,
Yeah.
last word here is, we are here to represent the community. We are here to make the best decisions and be fiscally responsible board members to support this community that's a lot different than it was
50 years.
50 years ago. And not everybody is gonna agree. And I'm okay with not everybody agreeing. I'm okay with people calling me all sorts of names on Facebook. But I am here, I get called everything.
Not me.
No, it's okay.
Well,
But
clear that.
I'm gonna make decisions that not everybody's gonna like. This board is gonna make decisions that not everybody is gonna like. But we have to do something that we think is effective, that will allow us to be fiduciaries for everybody's money, for this community that operates so much differently than a regular POA. And if we continue operating how we do, because there's so much discussion over money, we're making everything work, but we're doing it in a way that is already in violation of our covenants. So how we're doing things now, yes, we're making our budget balanced. We're doing that. But how it's being accomplished is a violation of our covenants.
So-
That's the whole basis of this.
So the board's breaking the covenants is what you're saying.
We've addressed that. That was the whole
I'm just-
basis of this, right? But if we don't do things how we're doing them, then we're not being responsible members of this community. We're not being responsible with your money. We're not being responsible with this lake. We're not being responsible to assure everybody's home values stay high or remain where they're at least. So we have to come back and do things to put ourselves in line with the covenants, and that's where we're at. That's the whole purpose of this. It's not to raise assessments. It's to make sure that we're operating correctly. And we are here, we haven't been on this board. I've only been here 3 years. Who's been here the longest? Rick?
Maybe.
How
Me-
long have you
me
been
and
here?
AJ.
AJ?
Coming up on 9 years.
Yeah, he's the old guy.
We inherited this.
Yeah, you did.
We're trying to fix it.
And like I said, but mostly, I never seen any complaints, and everybody was happy with 750. Everybody was, and you had a good thing going for everybody. You was really working good, and then you turn around and back.
No, it's not that at all. We were very forthcoming and we took a lot of people's opinions in place. You hear a lot of the vocal minority on Facebook that says, oh gosh, I can't believe they're backdooring this. Nothing is backdoored. This has all been stated in open forums on all the recordings with the board meetings. It's been discussed in operations meetings that aren't recorded but are open to the public. And we've had meeting after meeting, and this is just,
See, when you said it, 'cause it has
we've
to be-
narrowed this way down. But know what this means? Know what this means, and maybe people don't like this. It means you're gonna have to come vote. It means you're gonna have to care. It means that you have to participate. It means that we can't just rely on, as they said on Facebook last week, 5% of the people doing the job. If you don't like what's happening, you're gonna have to come out and vote now because it's gonna matter. It's gonna matter even more. And guess what? I think that's awesome. If everybody comes in here and disagrees with me and everything I vote yes for is no, I'd be thrilled because that means that there's involvement. I'd be thrilled. Go ahead.
That was the reason I changed my mind, was to get more involvement in people that live here. And if you really feel strongly to vote no, or if you even feel moderately strongly to vote no, or I don't care, if you don't care, then you shouldn't have a say. You shouldn't stonewall the rest of the people who do care because you don't care. So that could go either way. So what if we said, I don't care votes are in the affirmative? Anytime people don't care, that counts as they agree because they didn't vote no. That wouldn't be fair, would it?
That's the way it is.
I have one thing to add when you're finished.
And no, well, let me finish. And so, on the other hand, if we said, I don't care, well, instead of saying they mean yes, they mean no. That's not fair either, because that's putting words in their mouths. So, when I decided to change it, and it was my idea here, right here, it was in a meeting, after hearing everybody discuss this, and it came to me sitting here. Wasn't it something that wasn't connived? Okay, it was coming, sitting here and discussing how do we get more involvement? How can we really get a representation from the public and have them really make decisions? The board, I don't want to make the decision for people. You guys ought to. I should, as a vote, I should get one vote. That's it, just like everybody else gets. And so if I don't vote, it shouldn't mean I'm against it. I shouldn't have a way to roadblock something that you want and somebody else doesn't, and I don't care. I don't care. So that's when it came to me, and I'm almost done, that 51% moving forward is best for Heritage Lake, whether I live here or not. It's best for the people that's going to be owning those lots 20 years from now.
It's greater than 50%.
Okay?
Is the term.
Okay, do you know of another HOA or POA that has a 51%?
My parents.
Huh?
My parents.
Your parents?
Well-
Yep, their HOA is 50.
I'm going to tell you, no, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know.
I do have a comment on my other thoughts of why it was in my idea, in my mind, in the community's best interest to ask for that. So there's a lot of argument or a lot of conversation about how a non-vote is a no vote, right? That a lot of people were like, well, if I don't vote, I'm voting no. The issue with that is you could have a board come in here and decide to manipulate how you ask the questions on any election. So you could flip that around instead of, hey, we're going to vote in Rick Olson as leader of Victory Hill. I'm just making up some obscure thing. Do we want, the vote would be yes for Rick to be leader of Victory Hill. Well, we could flip that around and be like, okay, vote no if you don't want him to be the leader of Victory Hill. So there's ways to manipulate it, so then the no vote would be the yes. I probably didn't explain that very well, but you would flip-flop that. Instead of voting yes, you're voting no. And then a board who's savvy in manipulating people could manipulate that. And so then people who don't vote and their no votes would be yeses. So a board could do that. They could change the wording in the voting to flip-flop that. So your no vote or non-vote would be a yes.
Just like you guys did, you flip-flopped it.
Oh, no,
Come on,
no.
okay. For real? Really? I mean,
Yeah. No, we didn't. Don't manipulate that. We
that is
didn't at
so
all.
much bullshit.
We didn't.
You-
I want you, next time that there's a spot on the board, I implore you,
I would love
I
you to run
encourage
against me
you
next year.
to run for the board. I would absolutely love for you to be in this spot.
This is what I heard, now, that the people can vote you on, but you get a few board members that don't want you, they can get you kicked off.
No, that's not how it works
That's not how it
either.
That's not how it works.
We'll give, do you want a copy of the covenants and all the bylaws? I'll give you all of the copies and you can read everything how it works. And then next year, you can be in this spot. And we'll be asking you all these questions. All right, anybody else?
So is that the reason for not doing it?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
And Tom Novak, 25 Mill Springs. I'd just like to give you a last shout out regarding the blood drive that's coming up in January. Most of you are seeing this information on your screen, but for the people in the room, you can sign up right now at www.redcrossblood.org for the January 6th between 1 and 6 p.m. blood drive right here in the clubhouse. Or you could call Mary Ann Novak at 765-386-2077. And it's a great year, it's a great way to start off a new year by donating blood and saving lives. Thank you.
We appreciate you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, anybody else? Donna, you have that look.
I just want to say one thing. You know, I've listened to this entire conversation, and I must admit it makes me nervous, because I was like, oh my goodness. But I do have to tell you, no, but a lot of people didn't like the 750. And this was such a great resolution, so everybody that I know thinks the board did a great job. So it's not you against the world or me against the world, but I do think that you can't speak for the entire list of people. So I think you're doing a great job. Thank you very much, and I appreciate all you do.
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you, Don.
Well, I thought 750 was a good number too, but I was all happy about it.
And we like your
But that must
opinion.
be that quiet majority.
There you go.
I'm glad you have an opinion. I'm like when people speak up and have an opinion. All right, a motion to adjourn?
So,
Second? All in favor? And we adjourn.
Is that you? Oh my
yeah.